sort of an indeterminate open. We've got a few market leaders. Take a look. Retailers doing a little bit better. Abercrombie had some excellent numbers, but kind of sparse looking for big leadership. Energy's also doing a little bit better. Banks still don't have a lot of energy here. Just take a look at some of the banks today. Flattish to slightly down. You know, the 10-year dropped below 3% early this morning. That was really something widely noted on the street. And they've been looking for direction, these banks, really since we hit the bottom in late October here. Retailers doing well. Abercrombie just had a terrific number. Abercrombie was at a 52-week low yesterday, and that's a 20%. That's not a typo, a 20% move here. Modest moves up in some of the other apparel names like Guess and American Eagle here. A lot of technical talk at the end of the day. Where are we? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Take a look at the S&P in the last 3 months. This, I would say, is definitely not a downtrend anymore, but it's not quite an uptrend. What would it take to get an uptrend? I don't know. Maybe if we got to 2750 or so, you got to break out above that orange line there on the top there to convincingly say we're in any kind of uptrend. That's probably around 2750. And yes, when you're not sure what to do in the fundamentals, you talk technicals. So I'd say right now the S&P is improving, but not really breaking out. I think that's probably a safe way to describe what's going on. Only 50% of the stocks are above their 200-day moving average. If you look at some short-term stuff like what's above the 20-day highs, that's a short-term indicator, only 17%. There's a few breakouts. Healthcare's been doing really well, and some of the financials, not banks, but insurance companies, have been doing pretty well in the last month or so. Elsewhere, FOMC minutes, that's what everybody's want to talk about today. It's going to be 2 o'clock. Of course, we want to know what's growth look like in 2019. That's the only real issue here. Of course, any impact on the winding down of fiscal stimulus here. And the question is interesting on tariffs, or whether it's a bigger worry. Remember, that it was mentioned 7 or 8 times in the last minutes. That was in the end of September. But they didn't say it had a big impact yet. Here's what they actually said on the tariffs. The projection for the medium term was not materially changed, in part because the recently enacted tariffs on Chinese goods and the retaliatory actions of China were judged to have only a small net effect on U.S. real GDP growth over the next few years. So what you want to look for here is whether it's changed, whether the preponderance of participants felt that tariffs were having an increased impact, some kind of level of increased concerns over the tariffs. I bring this up because the next big move, of course, will be the meeting between President Xi and President Trump at the G20 meeting. They're going to have a dinner later, and a lot of people pinning their hopes on that. Other people down here quite bearish on this, saying that the Chinese are well aware that this is about a longer-term effort by the United States to stop the global growth of China, and tariffs are only a small part of that. It's going to be very interesting to watch this. Right now, the Dow down 58 points.